we see other industrial REIT in Singapore, for example, Mapletree Industrial Trust, over the past few years, really moving, I guess, pivoting and moving very aggressively into other types of property asset like data centers, right? So I'm just wondering your view on that. Is it something that you would be open to pursue, or you prefer to keep your current strategy? How do you position aims for the next 3 to 5 years?
Sure. Well, I think data center is certainly an area where it is benefiting from the whole world moving towards AI, digital. There's a lot of new data that needs to be processed and stored. So certainly it's an area that we are keeping a lookout on. We do have an asset that is also a data center. In fact, we've converted that property enticing, and it was announced in December. We essentially now agree with the data center operator to take a master lease for that building. So certainly an area that we are looking and monitoring. However, really to find sites available is not easy, and I think particularly in Singapore there is a moratorium, which makes it difficult to really develop that particular strategy. But look, as part of our overall portfolio, that is really one subset. And so I guess when we look at our portfolio in terms of growth, we say we've got a pretty strong foundation of business park assets, which make up about a third, business parks and high tech. So then they're more dealing with your high value added services and industries with high office content with some R&D. So for our particular example, we've got about a third of our portfolio, 7 to 10 year leases that provides that income stability. We've got 40% in logistics and warehouse, which again we like because most of these contracts with 3PLs are typically shorter lease terms. So you have the ability to mark to market and capitalize on current sort of favorable market conditions. Over the last year, we actually achieved an 18.5% rent reversion. I think one of the highest amongst our peers. In fact, perhaps across the industry. And so we like that mix. The balance 20% is in the general industrial, which for us comprises advanced manufacturing, means the guys who make precision robots and parts, as well as food-related industries as well. And so I would say we have a fairly balanced mix. We would like to obviously grow both the logistics and also the advanced manufacturing type space that caters towards life science and healthcare, and also data centers. And why is that important? Because you do have companies that operate in fairly defensive industries that are considered to be essential. And so that really provides the resilience to the income performance for the portfolio. Around 80% of our portfolio operate in these essential defensive industries.
And then this leads to, I guess, there's a recent announcement from you guys that you're going to be raising a preferential offer. And can you share a little bit more about that deal? What's it about, and why now?
Sure. We on the 1st of May, we announced a 100 million equity fundraising exercise. So a combination of that would be through a placement, and I think 30 million of that would be through a pref offering. So really the fundraising was really sort of done now to solve two problems. One is to ensure that there was funding certainty. We had 2 asset enhancement projects that are currently in the works. They'll make up close to about 30 million. And so these projects are essentially refurbishing and upgrading assets that we own to ensure that they are improved to a higher and modern specs to allow us to really find and attract really good quality corporates, as well as at higher rents. So that was that first purpose. The second purpose was really to reduce our gearing and really be on the lookout for opportunities as and when they come. What we've seen in the past is the best opportunities will come when there's potentially a downturn, when people least expect it. And usually the best opportunities come, the credit and capital markets are not available. So from our perspective, having the gearing at its current levels about 32%, will allow us to really be patient and look for opportunities that may come, whether it's 3, 6, 12 months from today. But we have enough projects already on hand. So the current 2 projects will capitalize about 30 million of that 100 million. And we're also exploring another development that we have where there's an existing master tenant that's expiring next year. and that will allow us to potentially redevelop that property into a much more modern facility and increase that plot ratio quite substantially as well.